So I play Portal. I speedrun Portal really, really terribly. I've always wanted to do like an AGDQ kind of like playing, like speedrunning my game and telling you what I'm doing. So I think that's what we're gonna try and do. This is not how to do the world record. This is not This is simply how to beat it the way that I do, the way that koijesus does. If you can get it right, you can knock that. Yeah, you can knock that off with your body. It's pretty awesome. Why is my game so choppy? I might have to figure that out and restart it. You're seeing this. This is the second attempt. This is my second attempt. So this isn't, how to get the world record. This is how koijesus beats Portal really, really awesome and fast. While also trying to be at least a little bit entertaining. So one of the things that you should get as you speedrun is, so this first minute, always gonna happen. Always gonna happen, no matter what you do. I don't know, this is kind of how I do it. This isn't necessarily the how to get the world record in the Portal speedrun. One of the things that you're going to notice right off the bat is that you're jumping a lot. You're gonna be jumping a lot because it's a fucking source engine game. It's a source engine game, which means you're going to be jumping a lot. In case you didn't know, the tricks don't really get super like, oh hey, this is what I'm doing, until like, I don't know, 14 or something. I think that this game's awesome. I think that this is such a cool puzzle game because it's very simple. This game is 3 hours long. It's hilarious. I think so much of my like personality, my comedy, my taste in stuff and things come from this game and from like how formative it was to me as a child. Oh, this is gonna be a nice little time save because the first 55 seconds of this run is always going to be spent in Test Chamber 0, listening to GLaDOS talk. We're going to figure this out real quick. So this one, you're supposed to do like these 2 puzzles to get these cubes together, or you can just stand on the button and open the door and fire a portal through it. So that skips half of that chamber. That sucks. I knew it was right behind me and I was trying to block it. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna miss out on a few seconds here unless I can get really lucky with this. No, because I'm like an evil guy now. This is run number 6. I thought I was gonna bang this out in 1, I can't lie, but I get embarrassed if I fuck up. Once you get the orange portal, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want with this game. It kind of opens up a lot of things because the developers left a lot of things open. So like you can shoot through walls if you look in the right spots, and you can go out of bounds and shit. We're not going to be doing any of that in this because this is just kind of like how koijesus plays it. Imagine I'm at AGDQ and I'm trying to keep you guys entertained and I have that big stupid ass headset on. That big stupid ass headset that they use to talk to the fucking stream on. Imagine. There's this area. You can portal up here and then get onto this block and then jump around this corner onto that. It's such a crazy hard setup to get up there in the first place, and then it is just fucking nigh impossible to get the turn, the momentum necessary. Like the people who fucking speedrun Portal all the time still in 2026 might be able to do that. I definitely can't. That is so far above my pay grade. So this area, you're supposed to come down here and do 2 awesome little puzzles to get 2 cubes, or you can just get 1 cube. Put your not quite sure that my GLaDOS fight time is going to really save me at this point whenever it comes to time loss, but there's still a good handful of things that I can show off. So the first 55 seconds are always the same. So the first 55 seconds of this are always going to be the same. You're always going to hear GLaDOS talk. You're always going to be in that little chamber. I'm playing with 110 FOV. What else? What other information do I have to give to you? Playing on 110 FOV. I'm not playing on a specific version of the game. I just play on whatever's newest. I'm not sure if it works better or worse if you play on an older version. Better or worse if you play on an older version of the game. These first few chambers are really timed. You're gonna see that my splits are pretty much the same. Maybe a second or two difference depending on how poorly I take a turn or if I clip on portal like that. But like these portal changing things, they are pretty timed. Like you're not gonna veer off too much. You're going to see me spiral in these elevators sometimes, and that's so that I can ensure that I'm hitting the trigger that makes the elevator move, because sometimes if you just stay toward the very back or the very front, they won't actually start. So, shaved a clean 0.2 seconds off on that. This game is really funny. A lot of the humor from this really, really short game from 2007 kind of permeated into my whole life. Just the writers. I want to meet one of the writers for Portal, and I want to have him sign my arm. I'm just gonna get some dude's names signed and tattooed on my arm. Doesn't even have to be Gabe. It can just be fucking, I don't know, John Schmidt, writer. Additional writer on Portal. If I met him on the street, I would do this. I'm not even kidding. I would also do the same with, like, anyone who worked on Attack on Titan. Yeah, I'm the guy who drew the Beast Titan's nuts. Yeah, dude, can you sign my forehead? They should send me to AGDQ. I'm not even kidding. Like, put me in there. So, like you saw there, a lot of what this run is mostly just muscle memory, knowing where to put your next portal, knowing where you're moving your body. It's really not too bad. Really not too bad. There are some, you know, randomized instances, and also the game's like physics can be a little bit weird sometimes, but we're gonna grab this cube, we're gonna fucking portal over there, and then we're just gonna turn into it like that. Pretty good. We're gonna be entirely on our own in the next one. The tricks don't really start getting fun until later, and unfortunately I'm moving so fast that I can't really, like, explain them. But, you know, I'll kind of talk about what I'm doing as I do it. So on this, really, this is pretty simple. You're just gonna try and throw these down onto the buttons as cleanly as you can. I'm bad at it. That one, for some reason, those buttons, I just haven't labbed that one enough. It's so early on that if I fuck it up too bad, I just restart. But if I don't fuck it up, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter enough to lab for me. But I probably should, so that I can, you know, make sure that I'm doing the right things every time. But, let's see, what's the next awesome chamber? Next awesome chamber is chamber 6. So this is the first one where we can actually kind of show off how I'm going to be moving. So really, it really wants you to put that awesome energy ball into a lock, but you can just jump onto that platform. I fucked it up one time, so that's going to be a pretty, you know, 5-second time loss. But you can just do that, and if you don't fuck it up, it's pretty good. So let's see here. And there will be parts in this run where I might save time if I really lock in, but I'm not too worried about the time down there. I'm kind of wanting to show you guys what this is and also get like a funny little video of me speedrunning Portal, because it's part of my life and I don't really do anything with it on the internet. Because I think that speedrunning this game is, like, it's entertaining once. It's entertaining once to watch, right? Like, I'll do it all the time for me because I like the game. But if I'm watching someone play Portal, oh, we didn't even lose time. We fucking flattened out. Let's go. Uh, this room has a crazy setup that I have no idea how to do. You can jump onto this little protruding block right there that my crosshair's on, and then you can jump around the corner onto the fucking that. So you can portal here, jump onto that platform, and then round the corner onto this somehow, but I have no idea how to do it. Like, that's so crazy. It's a crazy setup to get set up properly, and then actually getting the momentum to make that turn midair is so difficult. I think this is where we get the orange portal. And if I'm right, that means I'm gonna... No, I'm not right. I'm not right. I'm dumb as fuck. I've played this game so many times and I should know. I should know. But I don't, because I'm dumb as hell. I don't know why that button bounced like that, but that's okay. When we do get the awesome orange portal, it's that... I'll try and explain what I'm doing. So, this is the inertia test chamber. You're going to figure out about how inertia functions if you didn't when you were in high school because you were like me. So pretty much, the fun thing here is this is a two-tiered, so you're supposed to land there and then land there because this thing's going to protrude, get you onto the first platform, you shoot it again, get you onto the second platform. What we're going to do is we're not going to fall through the orange portal first. We're going to go all the way down and then launch through it twice to just skip the second platform. Way easier, way faster, maybe... I don't know how much time that would actually save. There are so many of these where, like, it's been so long since I've actually played the way that they've been, like, designed. So we're going to shoot here, we're going to shoot up there, we're going to jump through this portal and just pick up the gun. We're going to completely skip all of the puzzle that they set up involving these two portals, and we're just going to fucking walk through it. Which is honestly how the game wants you to play once you have both portals. Getting both portals lets you do things like clip out of bounds, it lets you portal peek, a lot of awesome things are kind of introduced to you here as far as speedrunning goes. We're not going to use any of that in Chamber 12, but we are going to try and do it pretty fast and like fling into space. That's a foreshadowing for Portal 2, where Chell kind of gets flung into space. Well, not really flung, more like sucked. Getting sucked into space. Then we're going to fly through that. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. I'm trying to think. Chamber... I don't think we do any awesome stuff in 13... 14 and 15 are two of my favorite chambers, so I'll try to, you know, I'll try and slow down just a tiny bit and show you. So in 13, you're supposed to get 2 of these cubes, but really we're just gonna drop this one up there. We're gonna drop me here. Fuck me, dude. Of course it's not gonna work. Are you kidding? There we go. That should not have taken that long. That sucks. That sucks that that took so long, but that's okay. Normally you're supposed to get 2 cubes there. You can just put one on and use your body on the other and shoot a portal through that door. Which, that cube not working with me lost me a bunch of time. But that's okay, because in test chamber 14, all you have to do is jump. You just gotta get past it. I don't even remember what the actual puzzle in that chamber is, because that's how I've done it since I was like 12. I figured out that you can just skip that one entirely, and I was like, okay. Yay! I'm an excellent test subject, guys. So we are behind by a few seconds, but it's okay because we're not too focused on it. So there's some really good portal placement skill checks here that you can do. It's gonna be there and there. I kind of missed it. You can get that faster. Fuck. Missed it even harder. Okay, there we go. But that still sucks. Bad shots on my end. But that's okay, because we get to do some portal peeking here. We're going to put one here. And then we're going to do one here. And that's going to get us through this area pretty normally. But now we're going to utilize something called portal peeking, where we're going to peek through the portal to shoot another portal. And then we're going to use that exact same trick that we did in Chamber 14 here to do that. And skip it. Skip that whole corner puzzle, and then that second puzzle after the platform takes you to the second puzzle. You can just skip all that bullshit. And the game doesn't even care. It's like, yeah, you have 2 portals. That's kind of what we want. Android testing chamber. The military, testing the live fire course. Live fire course. This is kind of a skill. This is another skill check. Because you should be able to just fucking fly through this if you know where you're putting all your portals. Unfortunately for me, I don't always. But we are going to drop this here on that guy. That's going to get him. We're going to come over here. Punch this guy over. Punch this guy over. Punch this guy over. Make sure they don't shoot us. You're going to hold this in front of you. You're going to punch this guy. You're going to hug this corner. Make sure you hug this corner so you can punch that guy. Run up here, punch this guy. Put this down. Shoot behind him. And then you can come through here. And this guy always goes through. This guy always goes through with you. You don't lose any time by taking that guy to hell with you. Android Hell is a real place where you will be sent at the first sign of defiance. And that's where that guy went. To Android Hell because you sent him through an emancipation grill. Okay, companion cube. I wish that my brain weren't so scrambled from weed and trauma, because this is a really fun test chamber if you know what you're doing. So the game gives you these 2 plasma balls, which you're supposed to have figured out at this point that if you put in an awesome receptacle, it'll turn something on for you, right? You figure that out. Okay, sorry, it's really hard to talk while she's talking at me. So the game gives you 2 plasma balls. And that... Did I soft lock myself? I'm soft locked. That's nuts. Holy shit. Okay. So the game gives you 2 plasma balls in that hallway. That's crazy. And what you're supposed to figure out is... the way that the game kind of wants you to play it is that you're supposed to put one plasma ball in the respective receptacle. You're supposed to think, oh, I need to go back up there. Put a portal on the second plasma ball, and then use that second one somewhere. But because of how the game works, because of how these 2 plasma ball shooters and receptacles work, the first receptacle the receptacles will always use the same plasma ball. So if you do it in the order that I just showed you, you don't have to go back up and put down a second blue portal to get that receptacle, or to get that plasma ball a second time. You can just use that first hallway. Dude, it's so hard to talk while she's talking at me, dude. I have no idea. Okay. Really bad time loss getting soft locked for a second there. Really, really bad time loss, but that's my bad. Straight up, that's my bad. I should have just not gotten soft locked there. That's cool, though. Alright. Test chamber 18. Now, there is a lot to talk about with test chamber 18. You can skip half of it, just like most of these, and I'll show you how. So this is the big area where it's supposed to be a big skill check. before you go into the final fight. It's supposed to be like a big, awesome, crazy fight. But we're just going to steal this security camera, and it's actually going to help us get through the rest of this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to prop it up against this door, and I'm going to hope that I don't fuck this up, because it's really easy to fuck this up, and I really don't want to fuck this up. So we're going to not touch that button. We're going to step on it for half a second so that camera gets caught in it. We're going to come down here ASAP. We're going to look for this portable surface right there, and then you're through. And you don't have to do any of that extra stuff in that room that it wants you to do. You can just fucking walk right on through. And then you just portal up like this, like normal. Boom. And then straight through.
Well done.
Yep.
Be advised that the next test requires
That is such a
uninsulated
particular setup. It took me forever to get it to a point where I can do it sometimes, and I've gotten lucky, and I've done it twice in this video, or at least in the recordings for this video. So I've gotten stupid lucky as far as that goes. But that's such an easy setup to skip half of one of the hardest chambers. Chamber 19, we're going to do that same stuff that we were doing in Chamber 15. We're going to do some cheeky little portal peeks. And I'm going to forget which portal I have each time I shoot one. Damn. That's okay. Sometimes the portal peaks don't quite go the way that you want. That's okay. It's fine, and now I can remember which portal I'm actually using. What the hell? There we go. That was a little messy. I don't like the way that I did that. I'm sure that there's a better clip of me doing that in one of the other runs from this video. But fuck, dude, that was messy. We're gonna go up there into this. So this is a lot of going through doors and shooting an exact area so that you can navigate through this end area faster. Like this. There are certain setups that it thinks that you should be doing, but you don't have to. You don't have to do any of that bullshit. You can just keep going. I need to take my headphone off so I can actually talk to you, because her talking in my ear really fucks me up. I'm sorry. I keep mentioning it, and I keep not doing anything about it until now. So it's going to spit you all the way back to, what is this, Chamber 7 or something? You just walk through here, walk through like this. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to look this way. We're going to come out here. We're going to unfortunately miss the cycle of these things raising, so we have to wait a second. That does suck, but that's fine, because the game expects you to, like, wander around for a second. It doesn't think that you're going to immediately land down here. But you can. But you absolutely can. So then, like I said, lots of just knowing where you're putting your portal. And that was a clean 5-second time save. We're going to come up here. I'm going to do another little portal peek. Well, not quite a portal peek, but, you know, it's the same idea. If you do portal peek through there, it saves a little bit more time. We're going to use that piston, and then you want to shoot on the far side over there, because that is where this piston rests. You want to have a leftward momentum when you're falling, because Chell will bounce off of that for some reason. No clue. You're going to long fall, propel yourself through here. You can prep your portal there, walk through here. Same thing. And then now we have to go up. So you're going to look for the most up you can find. You're going to portal peek if you can, if you know how to do that, which if you're following along, you should have figured that shit out. And then we're going to fall down here. Another case of, I don't know if this is how the game wants you to solve this, but I imagine that there's not really many other options. I think you kind of have to just jump down here to land on this thing. But again, not 100% sure. A 21-second time save on that split. I wonder what the fuck I did wrong last time. So, hold on. We're back on PB pace, but just with a bad fuck up earlier on. These doors will always open in this order, and all you have to do is just set up a portal over here. You'll wait for the doors to open. This is another one of those that's kind of like heavily timed. You kind of don't have a choice. You just have to wait this one out, like the early chambers. But here, you can come through here. You can shoot there, and then get up here. If you're able to immediately land on that tube, that's really good. I used to think that you had to do the same thing, shoot a portal, like, into here and then use something out there, but you can just walk through. Another thing that'll save you some time is if you just portal through like this. Then you don't have to walk all the way to the other side of the room to set up. So, yeah. I mean, as you can see, it is 99% just knowing where you're putting your next portal to move through the area fast. Right? We're going to have this guy do this. We're going to prep a portal over here. We're going to spin him around this way fast. He's going to open this for us. Now, if we're really careful, we might be able to get him to lock, but I don't really need him to stay that way. Do this. Fire through this. There we go. We're going to get this. Right up here, you're going to shoot through this fan as fast as humanly possible. There we go. And then right through. Another thing you can do is this. It doesn't really save that much time, but it is funny knowing that you can just force a loading by portaling through. This area, you have to fall into this like really dangerous area to even start stuff, but because of portal peeking, we can do a little cheeky one of these. And they'll just keep on looking for me, and they'll never find me. We're going to prep a portal over here because we have two androids that are going to fall here and here. And then we're going to replace that orange. I should have gone through the orange one to drop back through here. That would have saved me a little bit of time, but it's no big deal. It's nothing that I'm like looking for. I'm already on pretty good pace here. Pretty good pace. So all we have to do now is beat GLaDOS. Pretty easy. GLaDOS's boss fight is split into two parts. She's going to talk at you for a second, and then she's going to drop 4 cores. The first one is going to start the boss fight. So what we're going to do... what we're going to do is something a little bit cheeky. We're going to set up these portals. I forget which... that guy. It's that purple one right there that's going to drop first. And I think he always lands somewhere around here or here. So we're going to grab him. We're going to go through this portal that we already prepped. We're going to press this button. We're going to put another portal over there. Forget which portal. And we're just going to drop him then. And because it's that easy, you can do that with every core that gets dropped. And then the turret's always going to be on this side. Like, I mean, really, it's a matter of how fast can you get the core and put it in the incinerator, right? Because you just have to shoot her. The setup to shoot her is the same, right? Depending on how she's flailing, it might differ. I think some people put the portal under her, the rocket, the one here to shoot her, but I use this setup because I find that it's more reliable for me. Sometimes he will target diagonally. He'll aim up there at you to hit you through the blue portal. And I'm not listening, so I didn't know he shot, which is really funny. So let's try that again, and I'll pay attention and make sure that I actually move out of the way. That's my bad. Okay, so yeah, you'll see him aim diagonally here, which is kind of funny. There we go. Okay, and then first core goes up here. Shoot a portal there, through here, bump, bump. Incinerator on. Boom. So there's one. turret back up. The second one goes up onto this platform up here, so we're going to go ahead and head up there. Make sure we get it. Then we're going to shoot some awesome portals and stuff over there. Boom, boom. Incinerator on. Grab this guy. I'm shaking a little bit. It's fine though. Cool. One more time. Okay, and then the last one is always the hardest because it goes in mid-air, so you kind of gotta just jump and hope that you can grab it, like that. And then rinse and repeat, baby. Blue, orange, and that's how you beat Portal in 30 minutes. And also a new personal best. And I know I can get that to 26 if I don't fuck up a few chambers. If I don't soft lock myself. That's how you beat Portal in 26 minutes, chat. I have to go to work because it is 7:40 and I said that I was going to beat this game before I go to work.
And now these points of data make a beautiful line, and we're out of beta, we're releasing on time, so I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive.